Spurs fans are not going to like this at all. I think Spurs are right in it. I don't know if they've got the players for a fight. Don't know if this is going to sound a bit harsh. Have they got the right mentality, that group of players, for a relegation battle?
Well, I'm sure they didn't sign for Spurs expecting them to be in this situation. Yeah. Harry Wilson with the 92nd minute goal, your countryman. Yeah. Most informed player in the Premier League?
It's got to be up there.
Welcome to Clutch 9, powered by Betway. There's no Scarlett this week. Unfortunately, it's just me alongside Ginge. How's your week been, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good few games in the Premier League. Nice and chilled. Bit different, obviously, as you know, not being a footballer anymore. Getting dragged around by the family here and there. But
weekends aren't quite the same, are they?
No. I do everything I can not to get dragged to anything with the kids and so I can watch the football. But
I heard you put them in the place on Saturday, weren't you?
Yeah, a bit of bowling, mate. You know, I don't want to mention it, but I beat my 10-year-old son. Get in there, giving it a little celebrate after as well. But it's all good.
Nice. Right, so let's talk about this Premier League weekend. Yeah. And we've got to start with the main game. Arsenal, Manchester United. United winning 3-2.
Yeah. Great game.
Well, it's been quite an opening couple of days for Michael Carrick, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's great to see. He's a great lad, you know. Michael, I knew him from West Ham, and it's good to see, you know, the reaction of the players. Obviously at United, I think they've been brilliant. The two games he's been in charge, the old boys he's brought in, you know, old heads, know the Premier League, and it's been great. I thought they were fantastic on Sunday against Arsenal.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because I think from the outside, you always knew what that group was capable of. But they didn't do it for so long. Everyone would say, they can't get a system, But I'm like, they're international footballers. They're capable. They're very, very good footballers. And it's just kind of not physical, it's more mental, isn't it? And when you find, I don't know, that right flow, that right kind of environment, or that right person to lead, then all of a sudden...
It's sort of that. And like you say, we've all played in good teams, and sometimes it hasn't clicked. And it's just amazing how a manager can come in, the sort of... He knows the club. You know what I mean? There's certain things at the training ground players wouldn't expect maybe at Man United, but Michael Carrick knows the DNA of the club, the players he's brought in with him to help him. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that's happened. They've got it back to being Man United, and the players can see it, and certainly the performances on the pitch. You know, like you say, big teams, big players in a big team with big players. You know, they're looking great.
Yeah, all of a sudden they seem to have that identity back, don't they?
The two wins as well. What we spoke about on here before, going to Old Trafford. You know, any team thinking they can get a win. Now you go there, it's starting to turn back to...
Only two games, though. This is the crazy thing,
well, that's how it is. Two good wins as well. Obviously beating Arsenal.
Yeah, and City.
Who are top of the league. City. It's two big wins. So, you know, they're looking great. And like you say, it's about time, to be honest, isn't it? United, they're looking back like, you know, the Man United we know.
I feel as though that team's set up for him, though, isn't it, as well? Like with your runners, like your Ahmad, Cunha coming off the bench, and Mbeumo, and then even just that little change of moving Fernandes further forward, it always seemed like it made sense, but Amorim never did it.
No, I know. And again, that's the manager. You know, there's no doubt about it. He would have been sat at home watching the Man United team, seeing his own ways before he went in there and had that as a plan. And he's gone in and done it, and it's worked a treat. You know, how many managers we've seen probably gone in, tried to change too much straight away, and it hasn't worked. But to be fair to Michael, he's everything he's done at the minute's turned to gold.
Yeah, he has. Right, so we've got to have a look at the other side as well.
Yeah. Go on, say it.
Well, no, I mean...
Are the wheels falling off?
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose that is the question now. Like, when we get a look at it, Arsenal top of the table, faltering, let's say. And I'll be honest, there was a period there where the gap was so big, and one worry for me is that we won't get a title race. Not that I don't want Arsenal to win, but as a neutral, I want a title race. So a worry of mine was that gap couldn't be closed. All of a sudden... it's kind of disappeared, and they're in touch and distance. I just wonder whether any of the chasing pack can mount an attack.
I think they can. You got. You know, you look at Arsenal, and if you're an Arsenal fan, you'd be nervous. I reckon. If I was a Villa fan, and seeing them up at Newcastle on the weekend, they were fantastic. I'd be very excited as a Villa fan.
They must be over the moon.
But they're sort of going under the radar a little bit, aren't they? You know, it's
a bit disrespectful.
Well, definitely is. But I like it as a player. No one's talking about him really. But the way they're playing, And Arsenal having a bit of a wobble, say.
It's a little bit like Leicester, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know when everyone said, they'll fall away? Eventually they'll fall away, like smaller squad, like players that maybe haven't cut the mustard at that top level.
Yeah.
But I think they're in title race.
I think they are, definitely. Go to Newcastle, tough place to go. I don't know if you saw it on the telly. The atmosphere was bouncing up at St. James's on the weekend. To go there and win 2-0. It could have been more as well, by the way. They played really well. They're right in it, Villa, I think.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And he's done a good job, hasn't he?
What a manager, yeah. That'd be the worry, I think, as a Villa fan or player. Can they keep hold of him? There's obviously going to be...
Really?
Well, I'd say so. I'd say the big... No disrespect to Villa, the big boys will come calling for him.
I read something, I can't remember what it was, but it was about like his appreciation of Villa, where he's at in his life and how happy he is, kind of thing.
Well, that's a big part of it.
Do you not think that chase and that big move subsides a little bit as you get older and you have more appreciation of where you are? And at the moment, he pretty much runs a football club.
Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly. I think as a manager, never been one. No plans or desire to be one. It must be a great feeling of going to a club that's not really talked about. It is. Villa's a massive club, but as in winning leagues and cups to do what he's doing as a manager. Yeah. You know, that satisfaction of taking that club. It's a huge club, taking them to where they are with a great chance. And like I said, going under the radar is unbelievable what it does. You know, like I mentioned just then, no one talking about him. They've got a chance. Definitely got a chance.
So obviously the other one.
City.
Yeah, they're the closest. I mean, whether Liverpool or Man United can recover enough to I mean, that will be some turnaround.
Yeah.
What we're saying about City, I mean, I think the signings have been shrewd.
Yeah.
And very, very good value. What was Semenyo? 65.
Gay
20. 85 on them two. It's good business.
Gay at 20 is, I know he's running out of contract. He only had 6 months left. That is hell of a buy. He's brilliant for that money. You look at centre-halves have gone...
He's £100 million player, huh?
Oh, yeah. If he was under contract, he would be 80 mil, probably playing for England. But to nick him at 20, it'd be a great signing for him.
What I like about them is their Premier League experience.
Yeah,
they're going to come in and they're going to perform in the league right away.
They've got it, yeah. Like so they've done it loads of times. Pep's done it God knows how many times. They could win every game. You could sit here and say, you know, you see Arsenal faltering a little bit, could get a draw or lose a game here and there. City could easily go on a run and win every game to the end of the season. And then they're in it. Just depending on what Arsenal do.
So Arsenal, Ginge.
Yeah.
What is, I suppose, going wrong in this little period? And a lot was made about their set-piece goals, their reliance on set-piece goals. Is that going to be a problem going forward? Because obviously the goals that United scored against them, there's some brilliant goals, build-up play. Yeah. But Arsenal's were scrappy.
Just a little bit scrappy, a bit wasteful in front of goal, I'd say, is a bit of a problem at the minute for Arsenal.
That doesn't just fall on Gyökeres, does it? Because obviously he's getting a lot of flack at the minute. But the wingers who usually chip in with a good amount of goals for Arsenal, historically, this group, they're not quite hitting those heights over recent period.
Might chuck in as well. Teams doing well against them though, defensively, knowing that, and well, not set plays, but as in stopping Arsenal play. There's no doubt about it. They haven't been
as
prolific, free flowing in front of goal as they have been, but maybe it's just a little blip. You don't know, you know. Like I thought, like going back to it, that game, Man United were brilliant defensively and going forward. The goals were unbelievable, the Man United goals. But yeah, it's Arsenal. Are they having a wobble?
We'll have a look at their upcoming fixtures. They're at home. Champions League midweek. Leeds away.
Tough
because they're doing well at the moment. Leeds, aren't they? At Ellen Road. Then they've got the semi-final of the Carabao second leg that they've got a 3-2 advantage in against Chelsea at home. That's the following midweek, so there's no rest for them.
Yeah.
Sunderland at home, and then Brentford away is their next 3 Premier League fixtures. Not easy.
Well, they're not in this situation, are they, when you try going for the league, but they certainly need to up it. If they're going to go on a proper, to win the league, they need to up it in front of goal. There's no doubt about it. Surely
that group feel more comfortable in the situation they're in for the experience they've had over the last couple of years? Or do you think it's a negative?
What, the Arsenal players?
Yeah.
I think they know there's a lot of talk of them bottling it as a group of players. Would that affect you as a player? There'll be a lot of talk. There is a lot of talk of are the wheels the wheels going to fall off? How do you take
Is
that?
history repeating itself?
Yeah, that sort of shout is about there, isn't it?
It all boils down to the individual characters and how strong they are. Right?
Well, yeah. Well, going to places like Leeds, Ellen Road,
That's a test.
It's a test. That'll
That's a test of your character. It's not a
character.
footballing
Exactly.
test.
Yeah. No doubt, no disrespect to Leeds. Technically wise, Arsenal are the better team. But it's a smelly place to go.
Yeah. Hard place.
Yeah, hard place. Those fans and Leeds are doing all right at the minute. That would be a massive test of character to those Arsenal players that leads away.
Clutch 9 is powered by our friends at Betway, your home for weekly free bets, free spins, and so much more. So don't miss out. Head to Betway today.
So let's have a look at that end of the table. Leeds, they've picked up.
Yeah.
Forest are picking points up.
Yeah.
Burnley picking points up.
Yeah. West Ham are
picking points up. It's getting tasty.
It is. It's getting tight down there. And Spurs fans are not going to like this at all. I think Spurs are right in it. You look at their next 4 games, Spurs.
I'll tell you what they've got. They're away in Europe midweek.
Yeah.
Then they've got City at home, United away, Newcastle at home, and Arsenal at home.
Told you.
That's a tough run.
Look, I played for West Ham for a long time, and we all know West Ham, Tottenham, but I don't know if they've got the players for a fight. Don't know if this is going to sound a bit harsh. Have they got the right mentality, that group of players, for a relegation battle?
Well, I'm sure they didn't sign for Spurs expecting them to be in this situation. Yeah. So where do you think the cut-off point is? Wolves obviously rock bottom. Burnley 15, who have picked up, done well. Three draws on the spin, like kind of getting to grips with the Premier League. West Ham 20 in 18th, 20 points in 18th. Forest 5 points ahead of that with 25. Leeds 26, Palace 28, Tottenham 28. Is that it? Or Bournemouth 30 and Brighton 30? Are they still in it?
No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say it's Tottenham at the minute. Up to Tottenham. Like, you look at West Ham picking up the last 2 results, and then, as a West Ham fan, getting the great result on the weekend, win at home, comfortable win at home, were brilliant, to be fair, West Ham. And then Forest winning on Sunday.
I know.
So it was like the gap was closed, but that's what happens down there. When you're down there and you're fighting, you've just got to concentrate on yourself and try and win the games.
But all of a sudden, as you'll know, being in that situation before, like me, there's a buoyancy around the place. Yeah. Not on Saturday afternoon. Obviously, Saturday afternoon, you're doing your job. There's a happiness. But Monday morning, when you get into work, there's a positivity around the place, isn't there? There's a belief.
It's just, it's 2 weeks ago, you couldn't see where a win was coming from for West Ham. And now, obviously, they've won 2 on the bounce, two good wins as well. I thought they were excellent Saturday. Fernandes in particular, I don't know if you saw the game. Fernandes for West Ham in centre midfield. He looks like he's right up for the fight. Really good. But then on the flip side, West Ham full of confidence and teams down there full of confidence. Forest getting a good win. I go back to it. Those
still got to balance Europe. Forest,
which does take its toll. It does take its toll, but they got a great
Palace.
The manager in that situation, Sean Dyche. If he was to pick a manager down there who's sort of, I don't want to say born to be in that situation, but you can imagine him comfortable in that situation of having to win games. Sean Dyche would be right up there. So it's tight. Every team would be the same. You just got to concentrate on yourself. I remember being in that situation, winning a game, coming in and looking at the other results.
I once had one.
Teams are lost.
We had one 12:30 kickoff. Desperate for a win.
Nick to win.
Box it off. Buzz and walking out. 3 o'clock, everyone else won.
Yeah. How bad is it? Honestly, those West Ham boys would probably be sat, great win, enjoying themselves, watching that Forest game on Sunday, and they've gone and won 2-0 away at Brentford, who've only lost, I think they've lost 1 game at home all season. So that's it. That's it. When you're down there, there's peaks and troughs, and you've got to do the best you can to win your games and hope other teams lose.
But there's no denying it. Back-to-back victories, huge.
Oh, huge. Confidence and obviously the points is massive. I mentioned it about our situation 2007. That was it. We got a scruffy win, and then you go on a run, you get a win, and away you go. So I'm not saying clearly they're not. West Ham are out of it, but they're in a lot strong, maybe not in the table, a stronger position.
Yeah,
the way they look.
You look much happier, Ginger. I'm not going to lie.
I am. 2 wins, mate.
I didn't feel this positivity a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
I always had them getting out, and the reason I had them getting out is because, and whether they do or not, I might be wrong, they've got goals in their side, and that is the biggest commodity in the Premier League. If you can score goals, you've got a chance.
But 100%, and the play, I mentioned Fernandes, Bowen, they're performing. So there is goals in the team, and they've been better defensively. I think Tadebo's been much better the last couple of weeks. Looks like a proper defender. So, it's going to be close. Look, they're not out of the woods, but I think confidence-wise, they'll be 100 times where they were 2-3 weeks ago. And that's massive.
Let's have a little look further up the table, kind of mid-table. Fulham, Brighton, Harry Wilson with the 92nd minute goal. Your countryman.
Yeah. He's on fire. Can't miss.
Most informed player in the Premier League?
He's got to be up there. He did really well in the last Wales game. I think he scored a hat-trick in the last Wales game. Did really well there. And obviously he was doing well before that. But he looks great. He's come on leaps and bounds this season. And I say in front of goal, he's deadly at the minute. And there'd be a question whether he hangs around if he stays at Fulham. No doubt the way he's playing, there'd be people sniffing in January. Well, the rest of the month. So be interesting.
So he's only got 6 months left on his deal. Form of his career. What does the future hold for him?
Is he running his car? I don't really know the situation, but if he's that young and he's doing that well, why is he not signed?
Late 20s?
Why is he 28? I think Harry. Why has he let it get to that? Is he thinking about moving? I don't know. It's amazing what happens though when you've got 6 months left and maybe you are thinking about a move. How your form can pick up, by the way, to get that move. So maybe he is thinking about it, but. No doubt they'll be. It's
a culmination of everything, isn't it? Like he's in that moment of his career where you're in your pomp. Like he's been in the Premier League a long time. He knows the crack. He's comfortable in that situation. He's comfortable at the club he's at.
Well, I was going to say he seems comfortable at Fulham, but I don't know the reason why. So he's got down to 6 months left on his contract. But the form he's in and the goals he's scoring, there's going to be clubs looking at him. 100%.
January.
Why? I can't see why not.
I'm surprised I haven't heard more noise about that.
No, he's got to be one of the most informed players in the Premier League, at the moment. So he's a great lad. I know him from Wales. He was a young lad. It seems like he's been around forever, to be honest. And we're just talking really about a big move for him. But he's a great lad. Been around forever. Made his debut at 16 for Wales. It's great to see the Welsh lads doing well. And if he does get the big move, whatever club he goes to, he's got a fantastic player. Or if he stays at Fulham, we don't know.
Cover yourself.
Yeah.
I was with Jason Mohammed at the weekend and we interviewed him.
Yeah.
His last comment to Harry Wilson was stay fit for the summer, mate. Stay fit for March. Keep up the good work. And his voice cracked as he said it. There was almost a desperation, Jason.
Please.
There was almost a desperation, like, make sure you're fit for those games.
Well, like I mentioned it there, he's at Wales, everyone pretty much all the big boys retired at the same time. And Harry's stepped up, to be fair, and been
that next
generation of players coming through, because the players that retired in front of him, more than the team he was in, it would have been hard for anyone to step up. And he's done wonders, and he's taken that form. He's been phenomenal for Wales. He's taken that form into Fulham, and looks like he is possibly going to get a move, or if he stays, or even if he stays at Fulham, sign a big contract for their main man, I suppose. The top man at Fulham, and like I said, he does sort of suit Fulham. He looks comfortable.
They're on that periphery of Europe, aren't
for
they?
Sure. They're doing well. They'd be looking up rather than looking down, looking up at Europe. So who knows? It might be one of them things. He hasn't talked about his contract, and he's just getting on with his football, and something will happen. But he's a great lad and doing really well. It's great to see.
Another big talking point in the Premier League this week. It was a moment in the game that passed by, and it had no relevance on the game eventually. But Pep brought it up afterwards. Was Farai Halam, he's the referee.
Yeah.
Him being called over to the VAR monitor. So he gives a penalty. Marmoush cuts inside. Defender handballs it. Gives a penalty. VAR ask him to go over the screen.
Chucked him under the bus.
Think you need to take another look at this. But he stood his ground, which I liked.
I do. Well, we've all seen it, God knows how many times now. 9 times, probably more, 9 times out of 10, more than that. Refs go over, when they go over to the screen, they give the penalty, don't they?
Yeah.
Fair play to him. First game as well. I thought he actually did really well in the game. First game to stand his ground and say, nah.
Is it harsh by Pep to criticise that afterwards?
I think so.
When you've won 2-0.
You've won 2-0.
I mean, I understand if you've drawn the game or if you lost the game.
Yeah. Coming from Pep as well. Him as a new ref. Do you know what I mean?
Lands heavy.
Yeah, it lands heavy when Pep has a go at you, I suppose, or criticises you. But fair play to him. Stood his ground, and it's one of them. Did Pep really need to have like you say, they won the game. It had no relevance really. Bit harsh on the new boy, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, it is harsh, and he probably will take it to heart a little bit. But I'm all for referees sticking the decisions.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, for me, when I looked at the incident, the defender put his arm out because I think he's trying to marshal Marmoush, who's moving back into that space. The ball's flicked up. He hit his arm from close proximity. And it's one of those that we find in the game and the rules. It's just that grey area, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's moved on a bit from the start of VAR when, everything was an handball.
For the better.
Yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's more black and white, I suppose.
I'm not feeling like you're very positive about that.
I was a defender. You was a centre forward.
I know, but like I didn't like where it was just like glances off an arm, close to you. It's in a better place now, is it not the rule?
Yeah, it is for sure. But there's still, like you say, that grey area though.
Yeah, there always will be.
Yeah, which is why we talk about football, I suppose. It's always, it's always talking points. But I did think it was a little bit harsh from Pep to dig him out a little bit after the game.
That's another episode done and dusted for Clutch 9, powered by Betway. Head over to YouTube and Spotify for the full episode and subscribe to us.